both have their pluses and minuses, and if you have them both going at the same time, it can be fantastic.
You can't have them both at the same time. That's what I'm saying.
No, you can if you have different people casting it.
Right.
So
in that case, yeah, but yes, usually you have one.
Yeah, so I mean, like I could potentially take Bless, and Falliger could have Bane, and we could potentially have both of those going at the same time.
If you can actually do that, it's a wash. Basically, we win.
Yeah, it makes it very interesting.
Usually, you got one Wisdom caster, and he decides which spell he casts by the amounts of friendlies versus enemies. If there's more enemies, you cast Bane. If there's more friendlies, you cast Bless.
I'd be okay with maybe picking up some scrolls of it or something, but I don't feel like I want to learn it. You know what I mean?
They're powerful spells. It's definitely worth it, and they're low level spells too, so they don't cost as many spell slots.
Yep. Anyways, just to think about. I mean, I can't do any of that yet now, but there's a potential that I might be able to cast those spells in the future.
If you guys can do that, then you're looking at a -10 difference between rolls. That's huge.
As long as they're successful, as long as the Bane's successful. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Hi, Doors.
You're super quiet.
You were super quiet.
Not anymore.
Oh. You gonna be ready for some Divinity later tonight?
Can.
I mean, I don't know what you had planned, but
the fact that when the last thing I see before I go to bed is you guys sitting in the channel playing Divinity, even though I'm not even playing, it makes me feel good. Just saying.
Well, we've been trying to make it our thing to play at least once a week.
You're recording that shit, right?
I've streamed it once or twice.
Well, it's recorded on your Twitch stream, right?
Yeah, it should be.
We had almost 30 viewers one morning, and then his OS fucked up, and then we lost them all.
Yeah, Doors Fitter's blowing up, man. He's gonna be the next big thing.
Wish.
Will be, man. Keep at it. I've watched several streamers start at the very point you're at right now, and a couple years later, they're fucking multi-millionaires. So keep at it, man.
Yeah. Well, I need to start streaming myself.
It does help when it's your birthday, though.
Happy birthday. I tried to get into Discord earlier today and wish you happy birthday. But you weren't paying attention.
I was asleep. I took a nap between the hours of 4 and now. I was asleep.
Now you were playing some kind of space game. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I was playing Cosmocrats. That game released today. It came out. I got it from Keymailer. They sent me a copy of it yesterday. So I started playing it yesterday, and I beat it today.
Oh, right. Hey, well, good. Happy birthday there, Michael. And welcome, everybody. I am TM Galabond. It is Thursday night. It is 8:01. And that means it's time for some D&D. And while we may not know results of some things by the time this session is over, we will know the results of what happened tonight on the Sword Coast Chronicles, because we do not tolerate any recounts in this here game.
He went there.
All right. So how is everybody doing this evening?
I'm just wondering if birthday means free inspiration. That's all.
You know what? If Thaldor does not have inspiration, if Thaldor, it's Thaldor or Michael that has the birthday today, right? Yeah. If Thaldor does not have inspiration, go ahead and give him inspiration.
He does have inspiration.
Okay, then Thaldor can gift inspiration to somebody else that doesn't have it.
Who does not have inspiration? You get a free inspiration today. Speak now, forever hold your peace.
I'll get inspiration.
You say Brock needs inspiration?
I've got it.
Oh.
Doesn't have it.
Does Mulek have inspiration? Does Fallon?
I do. I have it.
Yeah.
Yep, I have it too.
Damn.
I think where we left off, we were about to go do some shopping.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys had gotten paid. You guys had gotten paid by your employers for the wagon trip. You had seen that most of the merchants went off to the different market areas of Waterdeep. The cultist wagons went to the north side of Waterdeep, and the party split up. Several of you were outside the Yawning Portal, and a couple of you had gone to the Thieves Guild and gotten kicked out of the Thieves Guild for wanting them to get involved with a plan that they thought was a bit reckless even for the Thieves Guild. So that option is not there. So since we ended at the Thieves Guild, let's go back to outside the Yawning Portal. And I believe that's where we last saw Fallager and Brock. So Fallager and Brock, what were you guys wanting to do this evening? It is the sun has set, so it's like after sundown, but it's not full night yet. The day is winding down. What do you guys have in mind?
Fallager, out of character, do me a favor and remind me what we were talking about, if you will.
I don't know. You said something about, come on, let's go get me decked out / shopping something.
Oh, yeah. We were taking you to a magic shop. That's right. So that's where we're heading. We're heading to a magic shop to look at some equipment for.
Okay. Now I think I recall a discussion that at some point when people were done kind of with their errands they were running, the plan was to rendezvous back at the Yawning Portal. Did I hear that correctly, or did you?
I think so.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then I'm reminded of one other thing that occurred during the week. We have a player who is very eager to test drive some new options.
Yes.
And I am. Here's my stance on it. On the 17th of November, there is a new source book that is dropping on D&D Beyond. I am now getting exclusively the digital versions of things. So even if there are copies in the hobby shops before that, which I think is still their MO, they release copies to partner hobby shops for people that want to buy the hardback before it gets fully released digitally and mass market. So not until the 17th of November can I allow anything out of the Tasha's book to be part of your character. But once this is released, there is a it becomes part of what's available for your character. Now, the issue at hand is right now, for anybody that has multi-classed, this level up may put you at level 4 in one of your classes, which is a level where you get an ability score increase or take a feat. So that would mean that if you can't use something from Tasha's, and if we are being super strict, you would have to take a different feat, and then wait, or an ability score increase, and then wait until the next time in that class you can take a feat to take something out of Tasha's. Well, thinking about that, that seems overly punitive. So there was a mechanic in 4th edition that I'm considering, and I'd like to lay out this option for the players in this game. In 4th edition, they had a mechanic where every time you raised a level, you could trade out one skill bonus or one feat or one they called it power, which is basically like one class ability, but in 4th edition it was very common that every ability you would, or every level you would get to choose sometimes between as many as 3 different things that you could do at that level. And so they decided that since people will sometimes take things that they think are going to be useful and later on they find out they're not useful, they will give you the opportunity to swap one out at each level. So what I'm thinking is this: if you have looked ahead, and basically cheated, which is shame on you. If you have looked ahead in Natasha's book and you have found a feat that you want to take for your 4th level in one of your classes now, I would encourage you to instead take another feat, a different feat that you think is going to be at least somewhat useful, if not as useful. And then when we get to the next level, which will probably be long after Natasha's book is released, you can then swap the feat you took now for the feat that you wanted out of Tasha's. And it's just going to be a simple 1-for-1 swap.
You're not gaining anything, you're just swapping.
You're just swapping, yes. You're not gaining an additional feat. You're just swapping the feat you took now for the feat that you wanted, which wasn't yet available. So to me, I think that's kind of the most equitable way to do it. Because if you start trying to say, well, instead of taking any feat, I just like to do an ability score increase now, and then when the next level comes, I want to back that ability score increase out and take the feat instead. It's like, okay, it just gets really muddy.
Could I ask, what's the reasoning behind that?
Pardon?
What's the reasoning behind the swapping? Does the extra 5th player, is there a reason behind that?
The reasoning is because of the timing. This source book is coming out just after we reach.
So he has his eyes on something out of the new book, but it's not available yet.
Correct. Yeah, so I'll just throw it out. So Mulek's character is 1 away from 20 on intelligence. So I was doing research and saw that there is a high, strong potential for an upcoming feat in a couple of weeks that has a +1 intel plus some features that are very interesting to me and would fit my character.
Yes.
So I don't know if you saw my last note. So I was wondering if I could take an ASI now, Intel and Dex, and then if I'm able to get that feat at the next level up, at the cost of that Dex, I would get those other 2 features, but the intelligence would still be there.
I would prefer, James. I did see that, but I didn't see it until like a few minutes before we started. I did see that, and my preference would be take a different feat instead of the one
The
that
dex.
instead of the one that you want, and then when everybody goes to character level 6, then you can take the feat you took now, swap it out for the feat that you want out of Tasha's. So if the feat you take now causes any kind of a score increase or anything like that, that's fine. Just do whatever it says, and then just back out everything from that feat and plug in things from the other. I really like the idea of just making it a like for like swap instead of, oh, retroactively I want to I took at level 4 I took a feat instead of taking an ability score increase, but now I'm level 12 and I've never really used that feat. So I'd really like to just go back and say that I had taken an ability score increase at that level, and now it changes all these other things that have happened since then. So I'd really rather avoid that, because if we say we can do it for Mulek, then that sets a precedent. We have to do it for everybody, and I just would prefer, if we're going to do anything, keep it a like for like swap.
All right. So how do I easily do that in Roll20? Because I had already leveled up. How do I go back
As a player, I would say if we know this is going to be official material, I would say just let them take the future feed, because it's official. I don't have a problem with it. I think it'd be much easier than retconning afterwards, in my opinion.
Yeah, we'll have to look at how Roll20 lets you back out things. I don't want to waste time during the session and do that. We'll have to look at that after the thing. But just since the question came up from one person, I thought, if it's not this source book, there's going to be another source book that comes up in 6 months or a year that is going to have something that somebody else is really going to want, and it's probably going to drop at an inconvenient time. And so this is a thing to think about. How do we handle that? Because I don't want to punish you and say, oh, well, because you took that, you have to wait until the next time you can take a feat before you can get that. That just seems overly punitive.
I'm all for people playing the characters they want to play. If it comes out later in the future, like you feel like your character needs that feat, go for it.
You can set up a D&D Beyond character, and you can go back and make changes if you want. So.
Yeah, I did that. It's all right. I'll fix it. I'll do what Galvan wants. I don't want to cause any problems.
17th will be here soon enough.
Yeah.
Well,
it's just that it sucks with the timing. Is the thing? Is it sucks with the timing?
What if I take the option of not leveling up until after?
No, don't do that.
Okay. I won't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
On the feed if you have to.
All right. Well, I'll pick a different feat then.
Yeah. The nice thing about 5th edition feats is that all of them give you a suite of kind of always on abilities, or most of them give you always on abilities. It always gives you this and that and the other, and usually there's like 3 things that are passive that are going all the time that benefit you. So there's probably an existing feat that will give Mulek some benefit.
Take magic initiate, just to throw it out there.
No, I don't want to take a feat that gives me all this stuff that I'm going to hate losing I'm probably just going to take one of the ones that give me a +1 to intelligence, either observant or keen mind.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we just go back on the 17th, like you said, and change it.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
On the 17th or the next level up?
Next level.
Next level up. Next level up. Yeah.
So it'll be,
next level up.
yeah,
It's going to be a while. All right.
it's unfortunate.
Hopefully we'll get to it in the next few weeks. Because I think this level will go relatively quickly, since of course I'm using milestones in this campaign. So we'll have a few weeks of stuff to do, but I don't think it's going to take a long time. We're already at level 5 after 20 sessions, so we're averaging a level every 4 sessions or so.
All right, I've already fixed it.
All right, wonderful. Okay, so Falasher and Brock, you guys are going shopping for the bard.
Yes, sir.
So, Brock, I think you had some ideas. So go ahead and lead the way.
Yeah, as we're walking down the alleyway or the roadway, I'm kind of like taking my axe and kind of clinking against his armor and his shield and his weapon and kind of saying, you could do this, you could upgrade this, and I'm kind of pointing to myself with my +1 battle axe, my +1 shield. And we're gonna get you set up.
I mean, all right. If you think I need it, I mean, this what I'm wearing's been working all right.
Well, if you're gonna stand toe to toe with me, son, I'm gonna need you upgraded. You feel me?
Well, what did you have in mind?
He again holds out his +1 broadaxe out in front of both of them, kind of in front of them. This beauty here, you need something like this.
A +1 weapon?
And maybe, he points to himself. I don't wear much gear. It doesn't take much, but maybe you can use a little something there as well.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant more like an upgrade on my armor or something.
I'm thinking a little bit of everything.
Well, as my grandma used to tell me, she said, "Honey, if you got the time, I got the money."
I got the money if you got the time.
Oh, is that the way it goes?
Well, it's going that way this way. You see, like I said, I don't take much to get by, and I already have everything I need. So we're gonna take care of you, fellas. Here.
What kind of shops do we find? As we're just kind of like, I have no idea my way around this big ass city.
Well, because it's Waterdeep, if you can imagine the type of shop that would be there, you can find it. Now, I am working on something here, but for right now,
I would like to think that the end of our conversation there is us pushing in the door of the magic shop that we've heard about.
Okay, that sounds excellent. So we will do this.
So I hold open the door for Falasur and I let him in.
Okay. Store and shop. Shop and store names. Oh, come on. There we go. You come into the Ancient Shield, which has all sorts of armor and weapons in the display just outside. So as you open the door, there's a little tiny bell suspended just above the door, and it dings.
Cling, 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 cling.
Yes, as you go in. And there is a man who looks like he probably has seen, he's built kind of halfway between a soldier and a blacksmith, so he's very, very broad-shouldered and looks very strong. He's got gray hair, kind of a fringe of gray hair around his temples. The top of his head is bald, and he is tidying up over in a corner, and he turns and he's got a big leather apron on, and he says, "Ah, gentlemen, welcome to the Ancient Shield. How can I help you?"
Brock turns to his right, showing his left shoulder with his coat of arms, points to it. Does that mean anything to you?
"Oh, sir. Well, sir, I'm sorry. I forgive me. I do not know the heraldry.
No matter. It's fine. Just in case it were to get me a deal, but it's fine. My friend here, he's looking for some wares.
Oh,
Howdy.
well, hello, sir. Hello. You look like now you need to improve some armor or improve your weapons. What strikes your fancy, sir?
Well, I got this well-maintained chainmail I got on here, and I figured maybe I could just, I don't know, throw it in on whatever purchases you got, and maybe get a discount, or I don't know how you do things around here.
Oh, well, yes, we of course will buy merchandise as part of a transaction or take it as part of the payment. We'll make sure that everything is in good condition. I mean, you fine gentlemen look like you know how to take care of your weapons and armor. So now with the chainmail that you have, do you find that it is too heavy for your liking? Would you like something more
He's
sturdy?
looking for an upgrade, maybe splint mill if you have those sort of wares.
Oh, splint mail. Okay,
Magical. We're looking for magical items.
Oh,
If you,
my goodness. I thought we were just maybe going to get some plate mail or something. I don't know.
well, sir, I can tell by your build, sir, that while you are a strong, you have a strong sword arm, you also are fairly agile. Now, plate mail would tend to sort of work against that agility. And
also, if I was
sure,
your, the price on plate mail is going to be a little bit out of our reach, especially if we're looking at magical items.
Well, I mean, we haven't heard what the man has.
Okay.
Yes. Well, just leave it to old Curdle. Curdle will make sure that I find something for you. You say you're looking at uh, splint mail and magical.
We want magical if necessary, if possible.
Okay.
Mike.
Okay. Yes. Well, this is Waterdeep, and we have everything under the sun comes to Waterdeep. It is all for sale here as long as you have the coin. That's what that's the joke about Waterdeep. And yes, it just so happens that I have an assortment in the private room back here. I have an assortment of the magical mail, and then he uh, calls out a couple of names. He says, Brawl and Nunvad, you lazabouts, get up here and watch the front of the store. I'm going to take these gentlemen to the private room. And so you see a couple of people come running out of the back. They are like helpers, apprentices, maybe in the shop. They are in their teens, a couple of lads, and he hands the feather duster to one, and he gives the apron to the other one, and he says, "Make sure things are tidy and greet any customers that come in, and you know how to take the gold for the purchases. You know your way around. Haha. Come, gentlemen, come." And he uh, leads you back. And as he's headed back, he says to Falliger, he says, "Sir, now your accent, I can't quite place it. What part of Faerun are you from? What brings you to Waterdeep?"
Well, I'm about southeast of Amon, if you know where that's at.
Yes. How are things in these days?
Well, I don't rightly know.
Oh, so you didn't just come straight from there. You've been on the road for a time, as they say.
We've been pretty busy, yes.
Well, if I may ask, where have you lads just recently come from?
No offense, but you may not ask. I'm sorry. We cannot speak about that.
Oh, I see. Well, yes, my lord. That's fine. That's fine. And so he leads you to this room where it's very finely appointed. There are leather chairs, and there are full sets of armor that are kind of gleaming. They all look like they are brand new. And you guys sort of know the drill with magical items. They tend to, no matter how long they sit around, they don't ever look like they've aged. They all look like they're brand new. And they're kind of shiny and whatnot. And so he brings you in and he says, "Now, I can start looking at the +1 armor if that's what you would like. In fact, that's about all that I have in stock at the moment is the +1 armor."
Brock turns to Falliger and he's kind of sizing him up like a dresser would. Gally, just to reiterate, you're on your last screen from your last stream.
Oh, fudge. Okay.
But he's sizing up Falliger. Falliger, what's your dex mod?
It's +2, but I don't really care about that stuff.
So it does matter because you're split miles away. So if you have a +2, because you could. So
What?
you want to create the plate.
What?
Your dex mod, you can wear half plate, and it gives you just as much armor as split mail. So if you have a +2 dex mod, you want to go for the plate.
Why? It still gives me disadvantage, so I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. Split mail will give you disadvantage, but it doesn't offer you as much as half plate, which gives you, or as much as half plate, but half plate also gives you disadvantage. So, and it's like way cheaper. So,
yeah, half plate starts you at a
Splint
15 plus your dex modifier, which is a max of a 2. So it would be 17 without a shield.
It's actually more expensive. I'm sorry, but if you're looking for an increase in stats, you want to go for plate mail. That's what I'm trying to say.
What?
Plate or half plate?
Plate.
Well, plate maxes at 18, right? Because it doesn't. You can't add your dex modifier to it.
Exactly.
No, yeah, I could do. Well, splint is cheaper than half plate, and it's 17. If we get a +1, that's 18. What, sir? How, do you have any +1 splint mail or splint armor?
Yeah. Okay. So, well, now, yeah, 17 and +1 is 18, right? Okay. So he says, why, yes. In fact, I do. And he will show that to you, and it looks like it's in, fine condition. It like I said, it looks brand new, not a blemish or anything on it. And would you like to try on the the chess piece.
Yeah. I was the splint or the half plate. Yeah, I'd like to try them both on if you don't mind.
Oh, very well, very well. Yes. And he picks up a little bell, and he rings the bell, and in a moment, a young lady comes in that looks about the age of the two lads that are watching the front of the store, and he says, yes, Carrie, we have some gentlemen that will be doing some fittings here. Can you please bring us a bottle of wine and 3 glasses? We are going to be doing some fitting.
I'll take some peanuts as well, if you don't mind.
And she gives a curtsy to the boss and a curtsy to Brock, and says, "Oh yes, my lord, I'll bring it right away." And so she runs off, and so what did I say this guy's name is? Curdell. I'm looking at the stream, and I'm seeing the current thing, so I'm not sure what's going on. But okay, let me go to the magic item pricing. I think we said something about +1 armor.
I'm a half elf, and I've heard the stories of my kin speak of mithril armor. I've never seen it. I'm sure I can't afford it, sir. But if you have any of that, I sure would just like to see it. If you had any half plate mithril armor or something like that, or splint, I don't care what it is. I'd just love to see some of that craftsmanship.
Oh, well, now I don't have any plate in mithril, but I do have some fine elven chain that's made of mithril.
We're not looking for chain. We're looking for either half plate or splint. You will.
All right. It's Control F.
I know I'm not there, but isn't mithril armor theoretically just as strong as plate?
It's a classification.
It just drops the weight, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't give you disadvantage on stealth.
That and the weight factor. So yeah, it doesn't really make much of a difference. You want AC is what you're looking for.
It gives the same AC. It's just it's much lighter.
It's going to be more expensive than non-mithril.
Oh yeah. Hey man, I can dream.
Not getting much for it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. So I'm having to look.
If anything, you want the adamantine. Stop crits from hitting you.
Yeah, that's a bit. Where did I put it? Because we do have it in here. Oh, that was. Okay. Yes. So if mithril were available, I'm going to put this in our magic item pricing because it comes from my other game's magic item pricing, and I can see the same. Mithril is whatever the base price plus 100 gold pieces for it to be masterwork, and then multiply that price times 5 for using mithril to make it. And then adamantine is the base price plus 100 gold pieces for masterwork.
What's the times 5 in reference to? The 100 GP extra?
No. Base price plus 100 gold
And then
pieces.
times 5?
And then times 5.
Okay,
So,
screw that.
yeah. So it'd be like, for example, splint is 200. So it would be 300 to make it
Right.
masterwork, and then times 5 would be 1,500 to make it out of mithril. And adamantine would be 300
Twice as much.
times. Yeah,
So
times 10,
adamantine,
3,000 to make it.
so that would be
with
times
adamantine.
10, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's out of the question. We just need some base armor for right now.
Okay. All right. So, armor, magic armor equals base price plus 100 GP for masterwork plus okay, plus 200 for plus 1, 2,000 for plus 2, and then 5,000 for plus 3. So here's what that would mean. Any magic armor, base price, add 100 to make it masterwork armor. Then if you want the plus 1 variety, you just add 200 to whatever the base price plus 100 is. So you basically add 300.
Okay, so what does the masterwork mean? I thought that was plus 1, is it not?
No. Masterwork means it's available to be enchanted. It has to be masterwork in order to be enchanted.
So we need to look for a plus 1 plate, I think, follows your, and then we could be set.
Okay. So then
That'll leave us. We'll leave.
plate
Do you have 15
armor.
strength?
Yep.
Plate armor is 1,500 gold. So using our formula, 1,500 plus 100 to make it masterwork is 1,600. Plus 200 would make it 1,800. 1,800 gold for a plus 1 plate armor.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for. That'll give you 19 HP from your armor.
He said he didn't have any plus 1 plate though.
That's plus 6.
No. He has plus 1 plate.
Oh.
Because initially you guys were asking about splint. What you were asking is what he doesn't have is he doesn't have any plate or splint made of mithril. He only has a chain made of mithril.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know you had a K gold to back me up. So yeah, we definitely want plates. Plus 1 plate is what you need.
Okay. Now this is. I'm just gonna jump in here because this is the DM and me jumping in. Brock, I hear you recommending, or Chris, I hear you recommending to Ken plate, but at the end of the day, it's Ken's character, so I want to know from Ken's mouth, does he prefer to have plate mail or splint mail, or what is it that he would prefer to have?
How much is a plus 1 shield before we start making decisions?
Plus 1 shield. So magic shield.
Be 210, right?
It would be 210. Yeah, I think maybe.
So metal. Are there differences between tower shields, or is just all shields created equal?
In 5th edition. In 5th edition, there is only one kind of shield. Shield is made from wood or metal and carried in one hand. Wielding a shield increases your armor class by 2. You can benefit from only one shield at a time. Now, older editions of D&D did in fact have bucklers, which were small shields, which gave you a +1 armor class. Then they had so-called normal shields, which were a little bit larger, and that gave you a +2 to your armor class. And then they had tower shields, which gave you disadvantage on certain checks, but gave you a +3 on your armor class. So 5th edition has just simplified it. Now it's just a shield. It's just one. You can flavor it however you want. You can call it a tower shield. You can call it a buckler, but it mechanically is just one shield, and it gives you the same armor.
They have sentinel shields.
Well, that's a specific magic item.
Yeah.
So
it's an uncommon magic item.
I think it's just like a medieval knight, like I don't know what shape that is. It's like a swoosh up and swoosh down, and then
so kind of the shield that looks like kind of the crest of a soccer team, kind of where it has like the
like a European crest,
a point. Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
You know what I'm talking about, like a coat of arms shield.
Yeah, you can do that. You can call it whatever you want, and if you find some artwork that you think you want to use for it at some point, we can gladly do that.
I think Brock just wants to see a guy in full plate armor playing guitar in a tavern for money.
Yeah, he said last time he wants to stand next to me, and this is what it's going to take.
All right, so how much for that? So
okay, yeah, 210. Because the shield, and we don't have it in here, so shield equals 110 GP for masterwork plus 100 GP for +1, and then 1000 GP for +2, or 3000 for +3. Right. And then I need to edit this. 100 GP.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cheap. And then how much for a nice +1? Like I don't know what they call it. Is it a battle hammer? What is it?
You can get a. Well, let's see. Warhammer, I think, is what you're talking about.
No, he wants a mace. He's looking for, if he's going to hold a shield, he wants a one-hand mace.
Okay.
Nah.
Warhammer, I think, is a versatile.
Yeah.
Let me double check.
Yes, it is. 1d10.
Yeah. Versatile is
1d8 or 1d10.
Yeah. If you wield it with one hand, it deals 1d8. If you wield it with two hands, it deals 1d10. And it's only a 2-pound weapon. So, but it's got a long enough haft that you could ditch the shield and go at your enemy with two hands if you wanted to. All right.
As long as you can carry martial weapons.
Yeah. Well, he's got that feature of a
war domain.
Yeah, war domain. So that gives him those. Yeah. Okay. On September 17th, we already did things with weapons. So it's any +1 weapon is 100 gold pieces for masterwork plus the weapon base price plus 100 for the enchantment. Warhammer is 15, so that's 215 gold pieces for a +1 Warhammer.
Yeah, so cheap for +1 weapons.
Okay, so that would be a total of, for a matching set, I hope, Okay. All right. So magic armor. That's.
Elijah, you've got quite the problem hitting your target. Maybe you should go for a +2 hammer.
What? I don't.
That's
an
extra 2,000 gold pieces.
Oh, never mind. Yeah.
It's an extra 1,000.
Oh, extra 1,000. Sorry, extra 1,000.
Yeah, and the reason it costs more to go up with armor than it does with weapons is A, because they're in a different tier, and B, there's just more material to deal with in armor. So
I think I have a long sword. It's not +1, but it's magical.
I take the +1. I got 600 gold to back you up, man. Take it if you got it.
I got a Moon Touch longsword. That's fine. I'll just keep that.
Well, your long sword +1 does just as much damage as the warhammer. So
I don't have a +1. It's just a Moon Touch magical sword.
Oh, I thought you said you had a +1 long sword.
Yeah. We don't need a. It's fine.
okay.
So what's that total? That's
okay.
For plate it's 1,800 plus another
Plus the 210 for the shield, so that's 2,010 plus 215, 2225 if you want to get the +1 warhammer. Now, then you were looking at your chainmail to maybe
trade it in. Yeah, and a shield. It's not anything special, but
okay. The rule in D&D is that you can sell items for half of their cost. So he will give you, well, Brock clearly has noble a noble crest. So
and I will literally show my crest again and say, "You sure you don't know about Castle Black, west of the vast swamp?" Kind of pressing for it.
And he says, "Oh, I seem to remember hearing Volo say something about Castle Black. Do you know Volo, the great adventurer?"
I do, and I know of the humans that beat back the vast swarm of my kind, or what you might think of my kind as the orcs.
Oh,
They're responsible for keeping this land free.
Oh, well, yes. It just so happens that Volo is in town. He is at the Yawning Portal. I'm sure he would love to meet you and speak to you about any details in his tale that you might be able to share that could help him improve his telling of it. Of course, he travels everywhere, and if you believe Volo, and I think he means well. If you believe Volo, you would believe that he had talked to everyone who had participated in every battle that's ever been fought. And
What I believe, kind sir, is the fact that you can sell your wares freely without a swarm of angry orcs storming upon your little shop here. That's what I believe.
Hey, have you ever heard of the Ardenius Warhorse?
The Ardenius Warhorse. Oh, it's a fine breed. It's a fine breed, sir. Yes, it's a.
Some say it's royalty, but I'm not really from a royal family, but I am of the Ardenius family, and I hail from Tithir, and we specialize in that warhorse breed, and so I need a good. That's why I'm here, is looking for some good armor, for that would.
Sir, my humble shop is blessed today. Oh, this is wonderful. the ancient shield is blessed to have you two fine personages. Okay, now the DM is going to tell you first. The normal price that you would get is $5 or 5 gold for your shield, and 37 gold, 5 silver for your chain to turn that in. Now, between the tales that you all have shared and the fact that he's had a couple of cups of wine, he will actually give you 60 gold in trade, which is significantly more than normally would be allowed. But you're never going to find anybody that's going to give you 100% of the value because they have to present it and carry it. There's a carry cost and all that kind of stuff, and they can only sell it for 75.
I guess Falliger just kind of waits for him to bring out the armor and the shield and see what it looks like.
Oh, okay, yeah. It looks gorgeous. He's been having you try it on, and he has an assortment of shields that you can try, and you find one that looks just they're mechanically they're all the same. Ornamentally, they look a little bit different, and you find one that really speaks to you. Except it doesn't speak to you because that would be a little weird. You go ahead and get that, and then the Warhammer. They all are fine weapons. It's just cosmetically there's a little bit of difference between them, so you pick whichever one you like and you take that, and everything looks beautiful and it fits fantastic. The shield just rests on your arm.
Explain what they look like, Falliger. I'm curious.
You can certainly be inspired by that because it fits with your character's backstory.
I was joking. Okay, yeah, Falliger pulls out his gold and just kind of dumps it on the table. Well, that's what I got. I think it comes out to about 1,000 gold.
I'll split that with you, friend. Yeah, he takes 500 gold and wipes it back to you and places 500 gold of his own on the table.
Okay, so then, yeah, what did we say the total was? Total was 12 something and minus 60. So, yeah.
Just minus 500 from whatever you pay, Falliger.
Okay. So, yeah. What did we say?
I think it was 1,000 or 1,100 or something like that. I can't remember.
Okay, y'all. If you want this stuff, you've got to take notes. You've got to be writing stuff down. I can't be.
It was 1,800 for the +1 armor plate.
Yeah, 1,800 plus the
shield, which was 210.
And then so we're up to 2,000 and we're up to 2,010. Then
minus 60.
Okay, you're not getting the Warhammer, or you are getting the Warhammer?
I'm not going to get the Warhammer.
Okay, so minus 60. So you're at 1,000 and
we're 1,006.
1,060.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, 1060. 1060.
No, we're
no,
sorry.
1160.
That's what it was.
Yeah, 1160 GP.
What?
After
that seems cheap.
Minus 500 from that Falliger and subtract the rest.
Okay.
So isn't it 2010? So it's 1960, right?
Yeah, 1960. Thank you. 1960 GP. 500 GP from Fowler.
You got that much, Brock?
I gave you 5.
You gave me 500?
And 660.
Okay. Here.
It was 1960. Brock.
1,960 is the total price.
1960.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
Fowler, what are you doing? We can't afford that.
What? That's what you said to get. +1 plate.
But
And I got a +1 shield.
that we were going +1 splint.
No. That's why I offered 1,000.
I'm sorry, shopkeeper.
You were pushing him. Chris was pushing him for plate.
Yeah, but now he wants a hammer and a shield and.
No, I don't want a hammer.
I'm sorry, shopkeeper. We can't afford the plate, fellas. That's unless he's willing to give us a blessing, which he doesn't seem to be.
Okay. No. Okay.
We're gonna do
this out of character, just so you guys can keep numbers straight. I
could throw 1,000 at it. Are you gonna match me or not?
I got 600 max.
Oh,
okay. So you have 600 max. All right. So then let's go back and let's look at Splint.
You need Splint, and we'll be able to afford that very easily. And it'll be just one AC minus. It'll still be good.
Yeah. So then that.
It'll be 2, but yeah.
Well, no, it'll be 1 because
it'll be
still
1
+1.
A +1 plate would be 19.
Yeah,
and a +1 splint is 18.
So what did we say? We said 13, or we said 1960. So subtract 1,300 from that. So it would be 600.
1,300.
Yes, Splint's only 200.
Yeah. 660 gold pieces is the total.
Plate's 1,500 without any extras.
Right.
Only subtract.
That's why you're getting Splint, because you can't afford the plate.
But you're 1,300 from the price.
Okay, Chris, you want to keep your inspiration?
I'm just confused.
I'll take a +1 Splint mail, please, and a +1 shield.
Yes, that's a good deal. That's a good deal.
660 gold after your trade in. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Nice day.
Okay. 660 gold total for those two things.
That only took
Lord
an
have
hour.
mercy, I could have got a Warhammer.
What I have to put up with from my players is like, okay, all right, no.
Do it for free, Gally. God damn it!
give me the +1 Warhammer. I'll pay for it myself.
Okay,
so that's another
215.
Yeah. So that's 625. Or am I wrong?
No.
No, 825.
No, it was 660 after your discount.
Got it.
So record the 660. Now subtract another 215.
That's how much the Warhammer costs. 615 or 215.
215.
Yep. That's 900 and something. So there you go.
215, not 250.
Yeah. For the armor and shield, 215 gold pieces for the Warhammer. Damn it. I spelled that.
Sounds good. Great. We'll work out the split in chat. Sorry, viewers.
Okay. Then let's go ahead and see. This is what happens when you let characters drink while they're trying to buy stuff. It turns into a Laurel and Hardy routine. All right. Let's go back to Mulek and Faldor. So Mulek and Thaldor, where are you guys?
So we just got rejected from the Thieves Guild, and I think we were walked out. And Mulek needs to also make a stop at a magic shop, an arcane shop.
Yeah, I'm just
But
following
I've
with him.
already, yeah, I've mine should not be as difficult.
Still fuming and wanting to kill Gemma.
Well, you were in there for over a minute, so you remember the names and the faces. That's
I do.
something.
Oh,
That's something that Thaldor has in his favor. Okay, so magic shop names. Okay, so
don't we see that little gnome again?
You guys make your way to Mulek and Thaldor go to the augury and the alchemy, or the augury and alchemy. That is the name of the shop that you find. And I'm going to go ahead and just for giggles and grins, I'm going to bring us over here. So this is, this is a map of the city of Waterdeep. Okay, and so you guys, have been up here, kind of towards the northern part of the city, and this is where they.
Did you ping something?
Oh no, let me do that. Up in this area is where the cultists. Where the cultists have decided to stable everything. Is up in that area here. Which actually that kind of means that there's a little bit of backtracking that would have to go on, but that's fine. Because the Yawning Portal is actually down closer to the south side of the city. My mental map when I was thinking about things last week was backwards. I was thinking that the south side of the city was the north and the north side of the city was the south, in terms of landmarks. But so yeah, you guys are in this kind of posh area up here, and the shops are gonna be this alchemy. What the hell did I call it?
Alchemy and augury, or augury and
augury
alchemist?
and alchemy. Yeah, the augury and alchemist shop is sort of off of Imar Street over here, so kind of in this area. And so you guys go in there, and the bell tinkles, and somebody runs from the back with a mop and a bucket to clean up where the bell tinkled.
Ha 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 ha.
Okay.
Knee slapper.
There is a halfling that is in this shop, and this halfling goes by the name of Halius. And Halius, Furfoot. Okay. can't talk and type at the same time. Okay. Halius Furfoot steps down off of a ladder where he's been straightening some things as you walk in, and he says, gentlemen, welcome to the Augury and Alchemy. How can I help you?
And just a quick DM question. Hopefully this doesn't take too long to answer. Since I'm proficient with alchemist supplies, and I think with alchemist supplies I can create like what is this, like acids and alchemist fire, antitoxin stuff, and oil. Since one of the items that I have is oil of slipperiness, how would I determine how I could replicate that, or would it give me any benefit to recreate that with my alchemist supplies if I wanted to?
Interesting. Okay, well, what we are going to do is we are going to follow the rules for there is just such a thing in here. Magic research. I think there's a thing in here in the DMG about magic research.
Because I know that oil replicates the. I just had it. Freedom of movement spell. Let's see. Which is a 4th level abjuration spell, but I don't know what the cost
that's where it is. It's in
would be.
Xanathar's Guide. Okay, so I'm gonna look up the feature for Alchemist. Alchemist. Okay, there's the experimental elixir.
So I'm not an alchemist because I'm not a 3rd level artificer. But I'm proficient with. I have tool proficiency with alchemist supplies.
Okay. Alchemist supplies. All right, so alchemist tools.
And D&D Beyond doesn't say much on that, but I think the player's handbook goes into more detail.
Actually,
or Xanathar's Guide.
It's Xanathar's Guide. Yeah, crafting. So, research. So, I think what we can do is we can say that magical research will, for you as an alchemist, will require your alchemist tools in lieu of your of a library access. So typically, a character needs access to a library or sage, assuming such access is available. Conducting research, 1 work week of effort, and at least 50 gold pieces spent on materials, bribes, gifts, and other expenses. So, character declares the focus of the research specific person, place, or thing. After 1 work week, character makes an intelligence check with +1 bonus per 50 gold pieces spent beyond the initial 50 to +6. So you gain advantage and outcome. All right. So for you trying to find out how to mix something, instead of learning 1 piece of lore or 2 pieces of lore or 3 pieces of lore, you would learn 1 of the ingredients or 2 of the ingredients or 3 of the ingredients. And so then there's the complications, and then Yeah, so I think that's how we can do it. We can just say we will use the rules for research, and I'll go ahead and give you that link. So you have access to it there in Discord, and substitute your alchemist tools for the library, and otherwise treat everything else the same. And then, depending on what you're trying to replicate, I'll have to figure out how much that costs. So that will tell me how much research you have to do, and also theoretically how many different ingredients you need to stumble on before you realize you can make it. So,
okay. Do I have any benefit to having the item already to replicate, or would it be the same if I were starting from scratch?
I would say that it.
And basically, what I'm trying to do is figure out whether it's worth it for me to hold on to this and try to replicate it later on to my benefit, or just to sell it. That's basically what I'm trying to figure out. If it'd be worth it to me to save it and try to replicate it, or if it'd just be too risky and not.
What I would do is I would say, if you have something you're trying to replicate, I would give you advantage on those checks.
Okay,
I would still make you go through the same process, but if you have that and you're saying, and you're trying to reverse engineer it, basically is what you're trying to do, then I would give you advantage on the checks versus, one time I found this oil and it was really cool and I want to see if I can make it. Then you kind of know what what the end product is, but you don't have any reference point other than how it worked. So you have to kind of fumble around more blindly. At least when you have it with you, you can study things, and theoretically this helps in your research a little bit.
Okay, so I'll hold on to it. I'll hold on to it for now. Right. Yes, my fine sir. I came across this item. I don't think I'm going to have much use for it, and I pull out the crown of forest, I think is what it's called, the crown of the forest.
Yeah, crown of the forest.
Well, how much would you be willing to pay for an item like this? Would you be interested in purchasing this for me?
Well, would you mind if I? Well, first of all, I'm going to ask you to and I'll be perfectly honest with you. I just want to make sure this thing doesn't have some sort of curse hold on you. I'm going to ask you to set the item there on the table. Your friend can stand by and watch. And then I'm just going to ask you to walk to the other side of the room and see if, make sure that you don't have any compulsion to not move away from it.
Okay.
You must understand I have to be careful that I'm not buying items that have some sort of curse on them.
Sure, I understand. I set the crown of the forest on the counter, and I walk to the other side of the room.
Oh, very good, sir. Very good, sir. All right, you may come back. Now, would you mind if I identify this item?
Sure, go right ahead.
Okay, and he pulls out something that I don't remember whether it's in this game or in another game. It was in the other Thursday game, but is this a game where somebody has a spell shard?
I have a spell shard, yes.
Okay. He basically pulls out a spell shard of his own. And, so you recognize what it is. And he casts, he basically does a casting of the spell Identify on it, and he says, Hmm. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yes. Oh. Oh. Of the forest. Okay, I have to pull the magic item up here just to double check.
Real quick, I lean over to Mulek. I was like, "Hey, if you need any money, just don't be afraid to ask."
Yeah, I appreciate it, Dodo.
Then he says, well, now this clearly has not left an enchantment on you, but I'm not sure if you're aware of what this item does. It makes the wearer susceptible to illusions.
Yes.
So so that is going to make it harder to sell unless, well, it would make it harder for me to sell because I tend to deal in items that customers want to sort of help help themselves or help their friends. I am aware of a shop over by the docks. And I know the docks are a bit of a dicey area of town, but I am aware of a shop in town where they tend to sell things that people buy to give to others that they don't necessarily want to help the recipient. So what I'm saying is I would not purchase this item.
Okay.
But there is and I have to look up the thing because I know the thing is there, and it's so okay. Yes, that's it. That's it. That's it. Okay. Yes. There is a place down by the docks called the Old Zoblob Shop. Now, you can't miss it because as you pass by, you will notice that in the window they have a rather macabre window display. It is a tiny mummified beholder that is sitting in the window of the shop. So if you would want to sell this, and he sort of pushes it back across the counter towards you, I would say that the Old Zoblob shop would probably be the place to try to move this merchandise.
Okay. I appreciate your assistance.
Certainly.
I think that's it. I looked at the other and I'm like, yeah, I think we're good. I will need to stop by an armorer though. Looks like if we have time, which I don't know if we will, we might want to stop by this other old Zoblob shop, but it might be quite a distance from where we're at.
Yeah, I'm up for it. I mean, if you want to still go through with your plan, it's the only plan we got. I mean, we could talk to the guys, but I tried my hand at dice, and they rolled snake eyes. Didn't work out.
Yes, before we leave, how much do you think I could? Do you have any idea how much they might purchase this for at the old Zoblob shop? Old Zoblob?
Oh, no, sir. I have I have an arrangement with one of their owners. If anybody brings me something that I think would be suitable for them, I send them their way, and in turn, they send some of their better customers that are looking for things that they don't carry to me. We have each other's backs, if you will, but I honestly do not know their pricing.
Question, sir. Do you would happen to have any? And Galley, this is a DM thing too. Is there a thing as scrolls of teleportation, or is it just spells?
Oh well, if it can be written in a spell book, it can be written on a scroll. So yes, I mean there are scrolls of teleportation.
That any layman can use. Doesn't have to be just a wizard or anything, correct?
Sir. I'm afraid someone has been. I have to look this up and.
Yeah, I'm curious. Item that allows you to teleport something.
Okay. If a spell scroll bears the words of a single spell written in a mystical cipher, if the spell is on your class's spell list, you can read the scroll and cast the spell without providing any material components. So you have to be of the right class. So teleportation has to be a spell that would be on your class's spell list. Now,
so that would be Mulek. Because he's a wizard. He could, but I think that's a high level spell though.
Yeah, I've got to check what teleport.
It just has to be on their spell list. It doesn't have to actually be at their level, correct? As long as they have the spell scroll.
Well, yeah, but if you're trying to cast something that's a higher level than you have, I think there's a chance of failure.
Oh,
it's a seventh level spell, which is very rare, and that means that since you guys are only able to use rare items, you all would not be able to find a teleport spell.
Got you.
You ding to level 11 and suddenly, oh, hey, look, there's a teleport spell here.
Got you.
So yeah, and here's the way that works. If the spell is on your class's list but a higher level than you can normally cast, you must make an ability check you're using your spell casting ability to determine whether you cast it successfully.
Oh Lord, that could turn out wrong.
Yeah, the DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On a failed check, the spell disappears from the scroll with no other effect. Now, that's rules as written, and 5e tries to simplify things, so it doesn't do a thing like where it the spell goes wrong and it teleports you to some random location on another plane, because there were older editions of the game where when you did botch a scroll, it would do punitive effects to you. 5e is like, yeah, we don't want to kill somebody's character just because they screwed something up. We will just make it cost them a lot of gold because the spell disappears off the spell. Price of failure. And there is a variant for spell mishaps, so that I might use that, but you guys would find out when you screw it up. So, all right. Yes.
Hell yes. I changed my mind. You happen to have any? I'm fond of bags. Do you have any bags of holding?
A bag of holding. Oh, why? Yes, we do. Come along now. I have. Yeah, let me I'm looking up something.
I currently have a tan bag, so I want a bag that's not tan. I want to make sure I don't confuse the bags. It's very important to me.
That would be a bad day.
But I don't want it to clash either. So I'm just looking for.
Right. Well, yes. Now I do have a few other items if you would like to peruse them. I have an assortment of bags of holding, and I do have some in earth tones here. You can see there are some that are slightly darker, some that are a little lighter than the ones you have. But may I direct your attention to the rack next to them? Now, you see these items slightly larger than a bag of holding. They have a bit of a different appearance, but they come in the same array of colors. These are Heward's handy haversack. And whereas the bag of holding is limited to a certain size and weight, the Heward's handy haversack has a central pouch and two side pouches, each of which function as an extra-dimensional carrying spaces. So the side pouches can hold up to 20 pounds of material, not exceeding a volume of 2 cubic feet. The large central pouch can hold up to 8 cubic feet and 80 pounds of material. And the backpack always weighs 5 pounds regardless of its contents. So it's slightly lighter than the bag of holding.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't the bag of holding have a capacity of 500 pounds?
Yes. Now, the reason I think I'm remembering, because I'm reading that right out of the D&D Beyond. I think I'm remembering in an older edition, because the Heward's handy haversack is the rare version and the bag of holding is the uncommon version. It used to be that Heward's held more, but it looks like in this edition Heward's actually holds less, which is kind of weird. Let me just do.
It weighs 10 pounds less, but it holds a lot less. It holds like almost 400 pounds less.
500 pounds and 64 cubic feet. Bag weighs 15 pounds. Okay. Now the other thing that he has is now normally these only come in black, but I have a supplier who makes this whole array of what look like simple silk kerchiefs. Am I right? But behold, and he takes a kerchief and he pulls it through his hands, kind of like a magician pulling a handkerchief through his hands, and then he swirls it and he lays it out on the floor, and when it lays flat, it expands out, and you see an extra-dimensional hole that is 6 feet in diameter and 10 feet deep. And so he says, now this, you can put it on any flat surface and you can fill it up with anything. And then when you pick it up, it weighs no more than a silk handkerchief. And all the items are stored in that extra dimensional space until you are ready for them again.
And how much is that item?
Oh, this item. This is a very special item indeed. Portable hole. So now I think we have a price. I think we established a price for the
$350 for the bag of hold. Yeah.
this is a rare item. So, and conceivably, 6 feet across, 10 feet deep, a lot more volume than the bag of holding. Hole is so I'm gonna say Dungeon Master's Guide, and then this. I just want to make sure I have the prices correct. Yeah, that's very easy to do. Is portable hole is 3,500 gold pieces. The Heward handy haversack is 1,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, I think I like the convenience of the bag of holding because I can have it close to me and I can access the items pretty quick. This portable hole, although, can hold quite a bit. It would take some time for me to lay that out, and I don't think it would be as convenient. Maybe I'll think about that one maybe for later on. Have a few more items to store.
Yes, definitely the bag of holding is more convenient if you need something in, let's say, the chaos of battle.
Yes.
Where you may not have time to lay down a portable hole. Having said that, if you have a spare bag of holding and you have a portable hole, now I have heard Volo. If you don't know Volo, the great travel writer and expert adventurer, he is in town and he is holding court over at the Yawning Portal. If you have a chance while you're here, you should really go and say hello and perhaps swap some war stories with him. But Volo tells of a time when he was being attacked by a vicious band of orcs. And he used a portable hole and a spare bag of holding to trick them into fleeing. What he did is, as their chieftain rushed at him with a spear, he quickly lay the portable hole down on the ground, and the chieftain ran into it and fell into the hole. Whereupon Volo picked up the portable hole and getting ready to toss his bag of holding away, he threw the portable hole into the bag of holding. Now, of course, that set off a minor explosion which knocked everybody to the ground, and it sent the orc chieftain to the astral sea, where he fell in and was destroyed by radiant energy as he sank into the depths of the astral sea. At least that's the way Volo tells it. Now, I wasn't there, so I don't know if it's true, but it makes for a good story.
Sounds dangerous.
Well,
having those two items close. You definitely don't want to mess that up, do you?
No. You do not want to put one in the other. Don't want to carry your portable hole in your bag of holding. That would not be a good idea.
Well, I'll take this this grayish looking, this dark gray bag of holding that you have here.
Wonderful. All right. Go ahead and take the 350 off of your character sheet. And yeah, all right. So I'm not gonna look at that anymore. Okay, and we are just about halfway through our session. So if everybody has done the shopping they're going to do, let's just say for now that when we get back from break, we will meet up at the Yawning Portal. You guys can have any conversations you want with the whole group there. Then if there's any more things that you want to do in Waterdeep, or any things you want to find out related to the adventures you've been having, then we'll see what you can come up with there.
I do want to make a quick stop to the armor at some point, and I promise it would only take like 5 minutes.
Okay, is it something mechanically you want to?
I just want to swap out armor and get a different piece of armor. Yep.
Then just put it in Discord, and we'll figure out the price.
And subtract it. Okay, yeah, perfect.
Yeah, just do that.
All right.
So I'm going to go ahead and put the music on, mute myself, and we'll be back in 10 minutes, let's say. We'll be back at... It's almost 40 after the hour, so let's get back at 10 till the top of the hour.
10:04.
Sorry sorry about the confusion with the armor shop in there.
It's all good. Oh, man.
Hey, Thaldor, can I borrow 400 gold?
Yeah, sure.
I could take it out of the party treasure.
How much do we have in the party treasure?
But I don't know if anyone's going to need gems or precious stones. There's 120 gold pieces of coins and gems, and then there's six precious stones worth 100 gold pieces each. And then we have a string of pearls that's worth 200 gold pieces. So I mean, I could take it out of the party, some of it out of the party treasure, but I like to divide that up amongst the group.
You divide that up amongst the group later. I'll just loan you the 400 gold. It's not a big deal. All
right, just mark that I owe you 400, or I'll also mark that I owe you 400 gold. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out my my scale mail, which gives me a disadvantage, and get a breastplate +1.
That works.
So that'll
objection. I'm just kidding.
Give me advantage, and that'll put me at a what'll that do? That'll put me at a 21 armor class.
It's fine. I'm just going to write down that you owe me 400 gold.
I owe you 400.
Still leaves me with 683. I'm okay. I'm not broke.
You're loaded.
And I still have 4 platinum. I'm good. 4 platinum, 683 gold, 4 electrum, 55 silver, and 43 copper. I'm not broke. What rogue would I be if I didn't have money in my pockets? Trying to see where I can write that down. James, you write that down.
I'm going to try to
Yeah, I wrote it
some
down.
money at the tavern or the portal.
That's true. He's going to try to make some money there. So that yeah, you know, it's all right, Fallinger. I can be your manager.
Let's see. Did I do this right?
I need blood.
Armor is 100. Oh shoot! No, I need to borrow 500.
That's fine. That'll leave me with 583. I'm good.
Yeah, I'll get that paid back pretty quick.
Oh, you're good.
So that's because that was 200 for the +1, not 100 +1. All right.
I still got money. I'm not broke.
From here on out, we take what we need.
Well, that's what's in the party treasure. You know, I already took one of the pearls so I could cast Identify, but we still have. You know, let me know if you guys look in the party treasure and let me know. We get the longbow to Fallinger. Let me know looking in there if there's something you guys need. Otherwise, what I'll do is convert it to gold pieces and then I'll shoot it out to you guys.
Is there blood in that pack of yours, buddy? Because I need some blood.
Why do you need blood?
Blood? No, I don't have any blood.
I'm thirsty.
Oh, when did you become a vampire? I'm curious now. Did Brock become a vampire?
Yeah, what the heck?
I think he's just being a goober.
Just tired of this man over here jingling on his goddamn guitar. I need to kill something.
He's thirsty for blood. He needs some blood rage. James, how old are you?
How old am I?
That's a good question.
I'm 47.
You do not sound like you're 47.
There's no fucking way, bro.
What do you expect? I've got 7 kids.
We were curious about that because somebody had said you had that many kids. I was like, dude, I didn't. I thought you were maybe in your like 20s. I didn't think you were 40.
I was thinking, man, he's too reasonable to be playing D&D. This guy's got to have 7 kids. Perfect.
And he doesn't sound 46. He should be a radio host with that voice. He sounds like he's in his 20s.
No, I am 40. So I was born in 73, right? So that makes me.
God,
right? Am I 47?
I gotta see a picture of this 46-year-old dude if he sounds like he's in his 20s.
How old do I sound?
42. 42.
What? 42?
I mean,
damn.
the country accent kind of adds a little, a few years and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think Ken sounds like he's in his 40s. I'd say Ken probably 30s.
38. That's, okay.
What if I talk like this?
Then you just sound like you're high.
And then you can't slay every NPC's P that we come across.
And y'all know how old I am. I don't know how old I sound.
I don't know how old you are.
You sound 37.
Nope, 33.
I was gonna say that.
33 today. So
What are you gonna say? 45 again?
Wait, how old are you, Ken?
I'm 27.
You're fucking lying. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
No, he's 27.
Get out of here, bro.
20 years younger than I am. Whew.
See, James, shut up. You don't sound 46.
Young
Seriously.
You actually blew my mind with that. I had no idea.
Maybe.
Wait, how old is Gally?
Gally's in his 40s.
I think Galley's like 61.
Nah,
Gally's-
he ain't that old.
No.
Not 61.
I think he's in his late 40s.
All right. He's 50. He's 55.
53.
Is he 53? He don't look his age either, though.
I'm not.
I'm
I'm not.
30. I'm 37.
I'm not saying that as a fact. I'm guessing. I think he gave his age a while back. It was like upper 40s, early 50s, if I can't.
See, when James said he had 7 kids, I was like, I thought he was maybe in his late 20s, like maybe 26. I was like, oh, he just started early, you know?
Dude, I thought James was like our age. Like,
yeah, right. Yeah.
Holy shit.
No. Yeah, my oldest is about to turn 20. So,
Damn.
And my youngest is 3.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I've got 1 out of high school, 2 in high
Jesus.
school,
How
1
old's
in
your
middle
wife?
school, and 2 in elementary, and 1 still at home.
How old's your wife?
My wife's
Yeah.
46.
The same age.
All from the same woman.
I'm 47. My wife's 46. Yeah, she's
Was the 7th baby? Was it kind of an oopsie?
no. We just after we had 2 emergency C-sections. Our number 3 was an emergency, and then our number 6 was an emergency, which was a little bit more serious. And after that, my wife was like, she'd always wanted a large family, 6 kids, and that was a pretty scary delivery. And so she was, we're done. And I'm like, okay, And then after several years, we thought, maybe we can have another one. But it just took a long time to get pregnant again. And,
Brother, you found the right one, let me tell you.
What's that?
She's a trooper. You found the right one.
Yeah, she is. She's a fantastic woman. She keeps me on my toes.
2 C-sections, and she's, god damn, dude.
Don't lie. You wish you could go to like.
No, but this
Never
way,
mind.
young guy I work with, he's 22, right? He has 3 kids, all right? 3 kids, but his mom and dad, he is the oldest at 22, and they have 13 children.
Wow. That's
And his parents are just in their 40s.
That's kind of how it was back then, though, right?
No, they're just in their 40s. They're not that old.
40s?
Yes.
yeah, that's tough. Any twins in there?
No, not at all.
You gotta be kidding me. No way.
No twins. No twins.
No twins, no quadruplets, no triplets.
No. They just, I guess they were screwing like rabbits. I mean, they had one every year.
They got pregnant 13 times. Since
That poor woman's womb.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
I mean, she's...
Shit. I mean, that's Blue 42 grounds right there, man. That's a football team.
I mean, she's kind of living the life, though, to be honest. She gets to be a stay-at-home mom and do her thing, and, everything's good.
Hey, everybody. How are we doing?
Good. We're talking family and age.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
You want to drop those numbers on us, Scally? You did before. I just can't remember. It was 40, upper 40s, early 50s, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say 52.
Okay.
I would say Galley's 48.
What are we talking about?
Age.
We're
I'm
all
33 today.
We're all old as fuck, Gally. That's what we're trying to get to.
We were talking about James. James, like literally, James. When you hear James's voice, and I've been talking to James for a while. When I hear his voice, I thought he was maybe in his 20s, and when he said he was 46, about 47, I about died. Yeah, I died. I was like, "There's no way that boy needs a radio voice. Give him a radio show or something, because he sounds young as hell."
Yeah, I am in my early 50s.
But you don't look it, and you don't sound it. You're doing good for your age.
Hopefully you don't feel it.
There you go.
No, I don't. All right, let us rejoin the action at the Yawning Portal. And as you guys push into the doors of the Yawning Portal, actually, as you guys approach the doors, you can see that this place is something of a legend within Waterdeep, and it sits sort of near Mount Waterdeep. And as you walk up, the way that they the way that they have it situated and the way that the roads lead up to it, you sort of walk up to it with Mount Waterdeep in the background. So it looks sort of like the entire mountain is rising up behind this inn, and it's a nice big 4-story edifice. And on the bottom floor, there is a wide porch with awnings that extend out over it, and the uh, windows can all be opened so that the air and the sight lines can go directly from outside into the inside of this inn. And you see that inside is all lit, and there's a large central common room, and there's kind of offset as you're walking up to it towards your left. Offset is a like a performance area. And right now there are a trio of bards that are up there, and one bard has a lute, and one bard has a fife, and one bard has a little hand drum. And the one with the little hand drum is singing a like a jig, and the lute player and the fife player are playing along, and so it's this jaunty melody. And there are people inside the Yawning Portal as well as people sitting at tables outside, and a lot of them are clapping in time with the music. And it seems to be a song that they are familiar with, or at least some of them are familiar with, because you can hear some voices of the crowd singing along with the song. And at various points, people guffaw and laugh because apparently humorous lyrics. And so they this is what greets you as you walk up to the Yawning Portal. And when you go inside, you see that the common room is sort of open to all 4 levels. There are balconies that ring around the second, third, and fourth floor, and then there are guest rooms that are kind of off of those areas. But those balconies are wide enough that tables can be set there, and so people are overlooking. And then in the center of the space, there is this big, huge open pit that gives the place its name, the Yawning Portal. 30 feet in diameter, there is this hole, and there is an apparatus that looks something like a crane that is suspended out over the over this hole, and there is a rope dangling from the crane, and affixed to the bottom of the rope is a little apparatus that looks like a seat that is tied to that rope, where presumably a person could sit on that seat and be lowered down into that pit. And then over to the right-hand side, opposite of where the performance area is an enormous bar that just seems to run the entire wall of the building. And there is a gentleman tending bar behind there. He's sort of got a thick walrus-style mustache, and he's got a spotless white apron and a belly that reminds you of an innkeeper, so an ample belly. And there are all kinds of people sitting at the bar. And then at the far end of the bar, sort of in a place that looks like he is holding court, there is a figure straight out of legend. You look and you see, wearing a white suit with a wide-brimmed white hat and an ivory smoking pipe that has silver and gold inlay in it, and talking to a few people that seem to be gathered around him, including several women that could easily be his daughter's age, is the famous Volothamp Gedarm. He is the person who has written the famous Volo's guides that are known all across the Sword Coast and are sold in most adventuring shops from Luskan to Baldur's Gate all the way down to Port Nyanzaru. And he appears, it just looks like this must be his hangout. And so he's sitting there, and the man at the bar spots you come in, and he sort of gives you a nod, and he sort of with an elbow, he kind of indicates a space at the bar where there are a few seats, sort of inviting you over to the bar.
Hold on. First of all, I like to think that we walk in this place like a boy band. And second of all, as soon as we enter the door, Brock is going to take an immediate left or right, whatever's more fitting, and he's going to start opening window after window after window, leaning over the customers. Excuse me, pardon me. You're
Oh, the windows are already open. The windows are
okay.
open.
Perfect.
You don't have to open.
Okay. Head straight to the bar then.
Okay. All right. You walk over to the bar, and as you do, you hear Volo finishing up a tale, and he says, "And that, my dear ladies, is when I said, do you really think that I would not come unarmed?" And they all titter and laugh, and and so they seem to think that he's made some sort of incredibly funny, witty joke at the expense of whoever he's telling the tale about. And one of them said, "Oh, Volo, your stories are always so wonderful." And he says, "Oh, well, thank you, my dear. I try." And he takes her hand and he kisses it lightly, and he gives it back to her, and she puts it back on. No, and so then the bartender comes over to you, and he says, "Oh, well, howdy there. How can I help you? Name's Durnan. I'm the proprietor. Welcome to the Yawning Portal."
I have what he's having. And I point over at Volo.
Oh, very well. Mint julep for the gentleman. He says, "And what will the rest of you have?"
Quick question. Why is it called the Yawning Portal? Is it that boring?
Damn, he went there.
And Durnan just sort of looks at you and raises an eyebrow and says, "Well, there's not much action here tonight, unless you like music.
Oh, there's action tonight.
Oh, there is. Volo, it seems we've had some action walk into the house. And Volo says, "Oh, I say. Well, this ought to be exciting. Hello, gentlemen. How are you?"
We're not yet famous. Working on it.
Oh, not yet famous. Working on it. Sounds like the kind of gentleman that I would like to get to know. Durnan, what are they drinking? Their first round is on me.
Just a water for me, thank you.
I have a second water myself.
Okay, and then the bartender turns to Falliger and says, "And you, sir?"
Yeah, you got any goat's milk?
"Why, of course, sir. We do."
It's the strangest band of adventurers. 2 waters and goat milk.
And a mint julep.
And a mint julep.
And so Durnan says, "Now, would you be wanting that goat's milk fresh, curdled, or fermented?"
What in the Sam hell? Oh, yes, sir. I want it fresh.
If I know him, he wants it right out of the nip, sir.
Oh, well, now, there are laws against live animals in an establishment like this, so I'm sorry we cannot take it fresh out of the udder, but I could pay a boy to run to the goat farm. That would cost a little extra.
I'll I'll take a whiskey.
Oh, a whiskey. Wonderful. Would you like to have the elven whiskey, the dwarven whiskey, the East Faerun whiskey, or the brewed right or distilled right here in Waterdeep whiskey?
Bring him the elven, and I'll pay for it. Bring the bottle.
I don't really care. I mean, I just want some whiskey.
Well, sir, I will bring the bottle, and I will charge you for the bottle minus 1 shot because
I tell you, this man here is going to increase your sales twofold tonight. You might not want to charge him anything, if I may.
Oh,
No,
now.
I'm paying for the bottle. I'm paying for the bottle. It's okay. I'll buy the bottle because I want a shot myself. I like a good shot of whiskey. But
I don't think I'm that good.
Oh, he's good. He's good. Don't let him lie to you.
And Volo says to the girls that are with him, says, "Oh, ladies, seems like we have a high quality bard that has walked into the establishment." And they all kind of look at Falliger and they go, "Oh, oh, hello. Are you going to play something for us tonight?"
Falliger, he grabs one of the flagons near him and he just pours it full of gold. And he says, "If anybody wants to take me on, this is what I'm willing to wager."
And Volo says, Oh, so we're going to have a battle of the musicians. A capital idea. Sir, what did you say your name was?" He asked Falliger.
My name's Falliger.
Falliger. Ah, that has the ring to it of down south. Where might you be from, my good sir?
Well, why don't you take a guess?
Well, I would say I would say somewhere south of Candlekeep, perhaps.
Well, I mean, hell, that's anybody can make that guess. And he turns to the lady next to him. Madam, where do you think I'm from?
And she looks at you, and she looks at the neck of the guitar slung across your shoulder, and she says, "Well, I think you must have come a long way, and wherever it is, I'm sure it's dreamy."
Well, I don't know. I heard there was competition around here, so I showed up. Figured I'd give it a shot.
And Volo says, "Well, there's a competition now. Yes." And he puts his drink down, and he stands up, and he buttons his coat, and he straightens his hat, and he walks over to Falazur, and he reaches out for the flagon that has the gold in it. He says, "May I announce the stakes?"
Yes, sir. It's one flagon of ale full of gold per entry.
Per entry. So if there are 10 musicians, you are prepared to pay 10 flagons filled with gold?
You're damn right.
Oh. Well.
Might I up the stakes a bit?
I don't know. How much gold can you fit in a flagon?
Do you have any warriors on site at this current moment?
I'm sorry, have any what on site?
Warriors, fighters.
Oh, warriors, fighters. Well, I mean, the place is full of people, so there's probably some off-duty town guards. There's a fair number of adventurers. I mean.
Well, I'm willing to travel down that there hole you have in the name of my friend here, Falazur.
What? Hold on now, Brock. We ain't going down no damn hole.
I told you I'm thirsty.
So you're interested in exploring the depths of the Yawning Portal itself?
No, I don't think. I think he's just rooting for a good fight. That's all. Ain't nobody going down that damn hole.
I'm going down that damn hole. It ain't been discovered yet. I guarantee you it will be tonight.
Oh, adventurers down it all the time, man. Didn't you hear the tales?
Nah, screw the tales.
And Volo looks at Theldor and says, "You, sir, are a man who keeps your ear to the street, I see. Why, yes, people do go down the Yawning Portal, but as of yet, none has ever returned."
My point exactly.
God, if you go, I'll go with you. I can't willingly let you go down there by yourself.
So tell me, good sir, you are so eager to go down the hole. Do you know where it leads? Or shall
I don't care. All I know is that it's a thing here and we can make it a wager. You find some warriors that are willing to back certain bards here, we'll make it a fair game.
Oh, I see what you're trying to do.
Okay, all right. I'm a little confused as a DM. I'm a little confused of what the warriors have to do with.
Basically, out of character, I'm backing Falazur. He's looking to participate in a competition of bards I'm going to back him in another participation of warriors. Like, I back him, I go down the hole, other warriors go down the hole with me that are backing certain bards, and then we'll split the difference, kind of thing.
It's like in support.
Okay. So, okay, all right. I see. So you want the people sponsoring the other musicians to go down.
Boom.
Okay. That's where I was having a disconnect. So you're in fact not looking to have the entire party go with you down.
I mean, if they want to follow, sure, but I'm looking at Falazur as I'm supporting him. But I need some action.
Okay. Well, in that case, the Vola will say, well, this place certainly did get a lot more interesting tonight, Durnan. I would say, let's get ready for a little celebration. And Durnan says, well, all right, Volo, whatever you say. And so Volo walks up to the stage, and he starts waving to the bards that are performing that they should go ahead and wrap up the song that they're on, and they quickly do just kind of go into a quick coda, and they end, and there's thunderous applause as Volo walks up onto the stage, and he is holding a flagon that clearly has gold pieces in it. And he takes this flagon and he holds it above his head and he says, ladies and gentlemen, while it was not originally planned, we have an incredible opportunity this evening. The traveling bard Falazur has come and has wagered this flagon filled with gold against any other bards who want to participate in a battle with the open stage. Who would like to hear a competition among the bards, and who would be willing to offer their own flagon of gold to add to the stakes? And there's like an excited murmur in the crowd, and the girls that were sitting over by Falazur or by Volo, they all kind of look at the party and they all clap, and they're like, ooh, this is exciting. And so you start to see a number of people that are there, and you see people throw capes back like over their shoulders, and they start to reach, and some of you think like they're starting to reach for weapons, but instead of weapons they like start pulling out flutes, or they pull out they pull out cases and they open up and there's fiddles, or there's mandolins or other kinds of instruments and stuff. And there starts to be the clink of coins, and people start to get up, tables start to put together flagons and fill flagons up with coins, and Volo begins to circulate, and he quickly, he snaps his fingers, and two or three servers come and start following him along with trays. And by the time they get back, there are 3 trays, and each tray has a flagon filled with a mix of gold, silver, and copper pieces. And so those all get lined up on the bar, and then you start to see where a couple of servers have put a table out, and there is a line at the table of musicians that go up, and they seem to be registering for this impromptu contest. And indeed, the three musicians that have been playing, they are in that line as well. And so it looks like there's going to be a sort of a battle of the bards that is going to go on. So then a few people come over, and you get the sense that these are people that have kind of basically put a fair bit of money into the kitties there. Not all of them are actually performers. Numbers of them are people that look kind of like merchants or minor nobles or things like that. And so you get the sense, Brock, that the people with the money here are probably not the people that would be fighting. They're probably more merchant class or noble class or things like that. So they're not the ones that kind of are going to want to get their hands dirty. But if you have some sort of competition in mind, they might be willing to help sponsor some sort of competition for people that are going down into the hole.
I'll take my battle axe off my back or off my side and kind of roll it around with the putting on a show. See if anybody's willing to engage, I guess.
Okay, and you take your battle axe off, and you start to spin it around. And as you do, you notice that you didn't intend to toss it up in the air, but you notice that as you spin it, it does just sort of rise up above your head. And then it stops spinning, and it rises up a good like 20 feet above your head, and it stops spinning, and then it kind of floats back behind you. And as you turn to follow it, you realize it's now floating back up, and it's above the back of the bar. And when you look, you see Durnan standing in the doorway leading to the back room. His arms are sort of crossed, and he's looking at you, and he's got an eyebrow raised. And he says, "Sir, I should let you know that we do not allow the brash display of weapons inside the premises. I'm sure you're very well in control of your weapon, but we have had accidents in here."
Yeah. I've heard it before. It's a little late to tell me that now. That cost me a lot of money. I'm willing to kill it to get it back.
Oh, you will get it back, but just promise me you won't be doing any brash displays with it.
I was just trying to make your customers more jovial, if you will.
Well, sir, here they tend to get a little anxious when they see weapons drawn. It's just Waterdeep history. All right, sir. I just keep the weapon in your holster, if you will, please.
Will do. Just get it back to me, and it'll stay there.
And the weapon floats back down, and it's just floats down nice and gently in front of you, so you can grab it out of the air and put it back into its sheath, or however you carry it, whether you carry it over your back.
I do a pretty fancy way of I spin it back in my hand and put it back in my sheath and kind of nod to him.
And he nods to you. And so the so there, and a couple of people are like, "Well, you're very handy with that weapon. What's your name, young man?"
I can't give you my name, but yeah, I'm pretty handy with the weapon. Any weapon, sure.
Okay, well, um, uh, well then, are you going to be performing with the bards?
Depends if we have any challengers. I'm willing to bet my bard by going down that hole if any other warriors here are willing to do the same.
Oh, you're going to descend into the portal. Oh, well, now that will be a whole evening's worth of entertainment in and of itself. Um, so you plan to go and plunder Undermountain?
I would like to, yes.
Hmm.
I mean, it's Yawning Portal, am I correct? We've all heard about it.
Yes, yes. Everyone, most people have heard of the Yawning Portal, but few know that it leads to the secret labyrinth that is rumored to have been built by the original Blackstaff, Alistair Blackstaff himself. And
You better be careful. You're going to make me draw my battle axe one more time. That just makes me want to salivate.
well, um, you are welcome to go down. We would be extremely excited to see if anyone can go down into the Yawning Portal.
Now, you say,
And
do you have any mages that are able to concoct such magics that would enable you to see over my shoulder, if you will?
oh, scrying,
Hi.
scrying. Well, then about that time, Volo comes over because there's a knot of people over here talking, and he seems to overhear, and he says, "Why, I say, that's a capital idea." And then he runs back to the stage, and as he runs to the stage, he waggles his fingers towards a woman who is sitting. She's kind of been blending in with the crowd, but when he waggles his fingers at her, she's wearing some nice robes that look elegant but not flashy. And she follows him, glides up onto the stage with him, and he whispers something to her. And she, you can see her move her mouth, and she waggles her fingers, and then she touches him on either side of his neck, right at the shoulders. And then Volo's voice booms out and fills the entire area above all of the din of excitement. He says, "Ladies and gentlemen, this evening is getting even more filled with glorious entertainment. One of our new strangers is going to be performing with the Battle of the Bards. Another one of our strangers is going to be defying the Yawning Portal itself." And there is this, "Oh," and he says, "And he has come up with a capital idea. Do we have any mages that can create a screen where we can scry what he experiences as he goes down this portal. And there is a group of people sitting at a table kind of on the far side of the room, and they all seem to have robes on. And there's one who is a dark-skinned woman, short of her middle years. She looks human, so you'd say she's probably somewhere in her 20s or her 30s. And she looks up, and as Volo scans the crowd, he seems to notice her, and he puts his hands together and sort of gives her a little bow, and he seems to have a pleading look on his face. And let's just see now, where is the I've got to find her name again here, because I know who she is, but I forget. I know. Okay, come on. Yes. He says, oh, Vajra, could you assist us? And so you guys can all roll a history check if you want to.
Good, because I'm lost.
Okay. Falager, the name Vajra rings a bell. You feel like you should know that name. And Mulek, you realize the name Vajra is attached to someone that you have read about, and you can hardly believe that you're actually standing in the same room with her. Vajra Safar is the current wielder of the Black Staff. She is the lady who is the head of Blackstaff Tower, which is the most famous and most powerful arcane university in the entire Forgotten Realms, right here in Waterdeep. And the staff of office that she wields can be traced all the way back to the original Blackstaff, Hallister himself. And so because she holds that, that means that she is the highest ranking wizard, and often the most powerful wizard in all of Waterdeep.
So I'm drilling. Mulek's drilling a little bit then.
Yeah. So this woman who looks like she probably is, she may be old enough to start a family, is apparently this incredibly powerful wizard. And she stands up and she moves over to the stage, and she talks with Volo for a few moments, and then she heads back over to the table where some of the other people are, and they talk, and then they sort of motion people to step aside and make a little room. and the 5 of them, Volo's staying on stage, but the 5 people that are with Vadra's party, they all stand together, and she moves her staff around. It doesn't appear to say anything, but moves her staff around, and suddenly they are surrounded by a swirl of colors, and they are gone. And about 3 minutes later, there's another, and they reappear, and they are now carrying some magical apparatus with them. And so they quickly get some staff together, and you see that they start to erect a small scaffolding, small as in lightweight scaffolding, above the Yawning Portal itself, and they stretch a large rectangular cloth of silk. They stretch it tightly across this scaffolding that they have erected. And by this time, Volo is back over at the bar, and he brings a little brooch, and he hands it to Brock, and he says, "Well, it seems we're in luck. The Blackstaff was in the house tonight. She has fetched this from the tower. If you simply put this brooch on your lapel, then when you go down into the Yawning Portal, it will scry everything that you see, and the Blackstaff will be able to project it onto this screen so that everyone in the bar can watch."
And do I have anybody to compete against?
Oh, well, the competition will be all of the creatures and traps that the Blackstaff himself has left in his dungeon.
I see. Now, how far has the farthest man made it?
Oh, to date, no one who has gone down and has gotten off at the bottom has ever come back up.
So if I simply go down and come back up, I'm a hero.
Well, if you go down, never get off of the seat and are raised back up, you will be one of hundreds, and everyone will be slightly disappointed because everyone would love to see what actually is down in Undermount.
As would I.
And you have the opportunity. Now, if you can get a group of people to go with you, this would be very entertaining, so that we can see from your perspective not only what happens to you, but what happens to your companions.
I agree. However, one of my companions is taking part in your bardic competition, so it would have to take place afterwards if people are still willing to stick around. I'm sure that gives you an excuse to extend your hospitalities.
Oh, well, the Yawning Portal never closes. But now that the scaffolding is up, we can do this at any time, as long as one of the Blackstaff's wizards is with us.
Well, if we're willing to go down and risk our lives, let's at least get the people amped up a bit, if I will.
And Volo says, yes, that sounds wonderful. And so he goes ahead, and he goes back to the stage, and he starts to announce people coming up, and Ken, for Fallager's benefit, it looks like there's about 12 different musicians or groups of musicians. So 12 different acts, basically, that are going to perform. And they are all going to do, their various different performance roles to see how they do. And there will be a point where the top 4 will perform a second time. And if they cannot determine a winner, then the top 2 will perform for a third time. So if Fallager is willing to play 2 or 3 songs, then he can go ahead and be part of this.
Yeah, sure. Let's get it.
Okay, well, then what we're going to do is we're going to, the rest of you, do the rest of you want to roll for some of the other competitors?
Sure, might as well.
Okay, all right.
I mean, will it go quicker?
It will help it to go quicker.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll do it. I'll roll.
All right. So James is gonna roll. Chris, you want to roll, and Michael, you want to roll.
What are we rolling?
I'm gonna give you a number, which you are going to add to a D20 roll, and that will be your performance roll. So for James, you're going to roll a D20 plus 4. Michael, are you going to participate? You're going to be basically doing an NPC bard performance roll. It's not something Thaldor is going to be doing. Okay, hearing nothing from him, we're going to skip him.
No. Wait, can y'all hear me?
We hear you now.
Okay, we hear you now.
Yeah, sorry about that. No. Yeah, I'll roll. That's fine.
Okay, so Michael, you'll be rolling a D20 plus 3. Chris, you want to participate?
Just give me the number.
You'll be rolling a D20 plus 6. Okay, and then I am going to be rolling a D20 plus 1. And then Ken, you will roll a performance check for Fallager. So we can all roll those and see how they turn out.
Right now?
Yeah, go ahead and do it now.
Fuck.
I'm rolling a what? Just my normal performance?
Performance check, yeah. Oh, nice. Okay. All right. And then so that's 1, 2, 3. Michael, go ahead and make a.
Yeah, so that'd be a 5.
Okay, we don't see it. We don't see it on Roll20 yet.
That's interesting. Hold on. Roll20's up. Did it close Roll20? Oh, son of a. No, there it is. Hold on.
Yeah, it just hasn't come through. We sometimes Roll20 is.
I have performance, so just to add 2 to it. I'll just roll that way.
Okay.
18.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. So then the final 4 are going to be Mulek and Fallager and not Mulek, but the NPC James is rolling for, the NPC Michael's rolling for Fallager, and Brock, we'll just say the NPC you're rolling for. So now, if you guys remember the pluses that you had, if you don't, I can give those to you again. One of you had, James, you had a +4. Michael, you had a +3. And Brock, you had a +6. So you guys go ahead and roll again. And Falliger, you can roll again, and we'll see who wins this round.
Your biggest competition's out of the game, Falliger. Kill it. Oof.
Ooh.
15.
I'll use my inspiration.
Please do.
Okay, yeah. Use your inspiration. A 1 is no bueno.
Can I give him my inspiration for him to roll again?
No, he can only use inspiration once on a roll. And then, okay, so Mulek, Salvador, Falliger, and...
Do you need to roll?
No, I don't need to roll.
Hold on, wait. I've got something.
Yours. Okay.
Oh, does Brock
I'm
roll again? How many people
Brock.
dropped out?
Yeah,
I'm out. I'm the only one that dropped out. I'm out, right?
No, because Galabon rolled a 6.
Yeah.
I roll. What did I roll?
You rolled an 8.
I rolled a
Okay.
14. It'd be 14.
Okay. So Brock and Thaldor's NPC roll 14s. Unfortunately, Falliger's best roll is a 12.
Mulek do his thing.
I was 11 though, so I'm Mulek's or he's out now, right?
It's like chrono shift.
Yeah. Hey.
Well, isn't it the lowest person goes out?
Yeah. But if Ken doesn't beat the 14, then he's going to be out. And the whole thing they're trying to do is they're trying to get Ken to win. So if you can do that chronal shift, you can give him, because he used inspiration, which means if you do a chronal shift, he gets to roll twice again because he rolled twice.
Well, it's all. Yeah, I think it's only one. I think it's only once, but actually, no, it is. Let me see.
It's just the reroll.
Yeah, it's just one reroll.
Okay, so all right, Falliger, you have chronal shift.
Oh boy!
Go ahead and try a performance check one more time. See if you can beat a 14.
Come on, man! Don't roll one. Yeah!
Hey! All right. So, yes, at the end of that second round, everybody is so amazed at the two pieces that Falliger has played that they believe that there's no need to have a final round. The rest of the NPC bards, they all concede graciously. They see that Thaldor with a 24 in the first round and a 25 in the second round, the only thing he could possibly do is play something even more magnificent in another round, and they don't want to get further embarrassed. So congratulations.
We'll just say while I was playing, my strings started breaking.
Yeah. One of your strings started breaking. So what you did is you altered it so that instead of requiring 6 strings, the piece only required 5 strings, and that was what was so amazing to the crowd. It was kind of like the first time somebody pulled the vinyl out of the sleeve in 1978 and looked and said, "Oh, what the hell is this? Okay, what the hell is this guy with a Dutch name?" And they put it on and they started to listen to, I think track 1, side 1 of the first Van Halen album was Eruption. and they were like, "What the hell is this? How is somebody making a guitar sound like this?" So that's kind of like what Falliger is doing. It's like they're, oh my god, how is he making it? And with only 5 strings, oh my goodness.
Yeah, his 6th string breaks like very abruptly, and everyone notices it, and they just keep playing.
Yeah, he just keeps playing, and it's more wonderful than they could ever have imagined. So, all right. So that means that there are, what did I say? I think I said 12. So I 12, 20.
All he was missing was a suit of armor, a coat of armor. It would have been epic. Could have been tapping his, tapping his armor and making it pink.
Yeah. That's his next step as a bard. Hell yes.
All right. So what you wind up winning when you count up the gold that's in all the flagons, the gold, silver, and copper, you wind up winning 120 gold pieces worth of coin. So you can just write it down as 120 gold because they can convert it all for you. But
what's the atmosphere of the Yawning Portal now?
Oh, the place is very excited, and people have now started to come closer, or more people have started to come in because people have run out and said, "Hey, somebody's going to go down in a portal, and actually, the wizards from the Blackstaff Tower are going to let us see what happens."
And ignoring the innkeeper's warnings, I'm standing at the foot of the portal, and I'm literally still like spinning my axe.
Okay, all right. Actually, as close as you are there, he doesn't mind it so much because where you are, people are, they kind of give you a wide berth. They're not too close, and if you lose control of it and it goes the other way, it's just going to fall into that portal, and it's not going to hurt anybody. So he doesn't seem to mind so much you doing that over there. So we are getting fairly close to time, and or those of you who have played in games with me know that I like to take cues and incorporate the ideas from my players. So let me just check in with you guys. When we come back next week, is it everybody's intent that we leave the fate of the Sword Coast in the hands of the cult of the dragon, and instead we start to explore what is in the dungeon of the Mad Mage? Or do you all envision this to be just some sort of a brief side trip and then we get back on with the
I was thinking that we drop down here for less than a day, maybe a day's time, kill some shit with the orb over our shoulders to show our progress, come back up with maybe a few spoils, and make a name for ourselves, and that's it. I wasn't thinking we were going to get sidetracked. I'm sorry if that's.
In the morning, You do know that they're leaving. The cult's leaving in the morning.
We know where they're going. They're going on a caravan down a road, and we can catch up to them. No problem.
Well, normally when they lower you down there, don't they just they don't let you come back up, right? Until you get to the end?
I mean, we can always get ourselves back up. I prepared to lower my own rope down. I didn't mean to take the little thing that they had set up.
All right, well, let's take a vote, I guess.
Well, Mulek obviously has a vendetta that doesn't want to be sidetracked too bad. And after, I don't know enough about this Yawning Portal business. Is it a guarantee that we can come back?
If I may, this portal's famous. There's many adventurers that have gone down, have died, not come back up. No one's come back up, actually.
Yeah. So why would I think we would be the first?
So there's plenty of spoils down there. There could be literally magical items right at the bottom.
But no one has come back. No one has come back. What?
Because they're a bunch of fools. They're drunken fools. They're in the inn. They get drunk. They go down. They die because they're drunk. They're not with the full equipped party. We can handle this.
Would Mulek know enough what the chances of us surviving a day in this portal would be?
Well,
at our current level,
Mulek wants to know the odds.
Yes.
All right. Well, give me a history check. See what you've heard.
I think it's worth the risk. Brock says.
Okay, let's take a look. History check 15. Okay. With a 15, here's what you know. You know this general bit. More than 1,000 years ago, the wizard Halaster Blackcloak journeyed from a distant land to the base of Mount Waterdeep, perhaps following the whispered summons of Providence. Some believe he hailed from the nearly forgotten empire known as the Cradlelands. In past ages, humanity spread from the Cradlelands across Faerun, originating from now what is the plains of purple dust, a wasteland birthed out of conflict with the gods. Others gave Halaster less ancient origins, placing him among the early wizards of Netheril, or asserting that he came from a southern nation long since buried in the sands of time. Whatever his origins, scholars have recorded that Halaster brought with him 7 apprentices to Mount Waterdeep. And he began to build a wizard's tower, which has become known as the Blackstaff, and each of his apprentices was constructing a tower of their own. And Halaster became obsessed with finding out what was under Mount Waterdeep. So he began to build below. And he created a great dungeon called Undermountain. And Undermountain is rumored to be filled with half-completed experiments that Halaster Blackcloak ran, portals to other planes of existence, all kinds of strange and terrifying traps and monsters, and perhaps even an entire civilization of bloodthirsty savage humanoids. So nobody really knows what it is because nobody ever comes back up when they go down. So, and in fact, Halaster himself, the last time anybody saw him, he was going down into Undermountain, and he has never come out. And there are rumors that somehow he has achieved immortality and is living deep in the lowest levels of Undermountain. Others say that he was killed by his own experiments, and his corpse is rotting down there.
And do I know how we get down and how we get back?
Well, there there's actually a little placard that is affixed to a square pillar that is near the edge of the portal. And actually, I told you incorrectly. I said that this was a 30-foot diameter well. It's actually a 40-foot diameter well, so it's actually bigger than I said. And it's rumored that the lip of the well was once the outer shell of Hallister's original tower, which was demolished long ago. And the light doesn't extend very far down, and even for those people like Brock that have dark vision, the shaft goes down far deeper than your dark vision carries. And there is a placard that says, if you wish to go down, you can pay Durnan 1 gold piece per adventurer to go down. The trip to the bottom will take a full minute. You can, at any time before you reach the bottom, you can tug twice on the rope, and they will stop lowering you, and they will bring you back up. And there is no consequences to it. If you go all the way to the bottom and leave the seat, they will raise the rope, or they will raise the seat back up after it has been down on the bottom for a minute. And then you are expected to somehow use sending or some other means of notifying Durnan that he needs to send the rope back down to raise you back up. But of course, everybody who has ever gotten off at the bottom, none of them have ever gotten back on. So nobody really knows why nobody comes back.
Listen, guys,
there could be some portal down there that sucks us out, and no one has come back. I think it's a very dangerous science experiment, Brock.
Listen, there's a lot to gain, little to lose here.
A lot to lose.
The fact that I have this sphere over my shoulder to let everyone see, they're going to make us heroes. Secondly, there's tons of treasure down there to be found. I guarantee you, if not only the falling heroes, the fact that we could actually find the man himself that created this abyss, and we can bring his remains back up, we could be put into we could be legends.
What about our current quest? There's a lot of items to be good from there.
That's the next thing I was going to get to. Our current quest, the fact that we're going down here, we're eliminating ourselves from the playing field. They're going to forget about us, travel along the road like we know they will. We'll continue on becoming legends, gaining treasures. And we come back up, they've forgotten about us. But we know exactly where they've gone down the road. We can catch up to them quickly.
We were entrusted with a longbow by some great, powerful creature.
It's a win-win.
Well, I say we take a vote on it. All for going down into this damn tunnel / pit or whatever the hell and doing what Brock wants to do. Put your mug of ale in the center of the table. If you don't, then leave it where it's at.
Brock pushes his glass of water. It's a win-win. We gain, and we can still catch up to them.
You are making a huge assumption, Brock.
Okay. So let me just go around the table real quickly. Brock pushed his into the middle. Thaldor. Does Thaldor push his in the middle or keep his mug beside him? And we can't hear you, Michael, if you're trying to answer.
Mike, where are you?
God damn it, Mike.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Now we can hear you. I think you have push to talk on and you're not pushing to talk.
I do have push to talk on, and okay. So no, that's the thing. It's like, okay, yeah, I see where he's coming from. Hold on.
Mulek does not push his
I'm with Mulek on that. I'm gonna hold my mug. It's like, Brock, we can't do that. It's like,
okay,
man,
so
we have a journey to take.
Brock is in, Mulek is out, Thaldor is out.
Faliger, you have to back me. We can gain so much.
Are you in or are you
Faliger, don't let me down.
Faliger keeps his mug where it's at. My friend, we're going to have plenty of time for blood and glory, I promise you. It's just maybe you might be getting a little impatient.
I think that the treasures down there are way more bountiful than any we'll ever see.
Okay, well, with the party seeming to have decided against making a rash trip into Undermountain, that is where we are going to leave our adventures for this week. Thank you guys for playing. Viewers, thank you all for coming and hanging out. And yes, you see the kind of game I run that if the players had decided, you know what, we really want to do under Dungeon of the Mad Mage, we could just roll into that next session. Apparently, we're not going to do that, so we will go ahead and resume our story next week. You guys are in Waterdeep, big town. You're in the most famous inn in the world where there's all kinds of news available. Just saying that working the crowds here could help you get more ideas about what's going on and some potential next steps. So that's something that you guys can do if you wish. But it's up to you how you proceed next week. And please, during the week, feel free to decide whether we're going one way or the other. And try to let me know by Wednesday if you can. The reason I ask for Wednesday is that if Chris manages to persuade the rest of you guys during the week that really Dungeon of the Mad Mage would be a more fun thing to do, then I can create the game and I can move the characters over to that game. But I would have to start that as a separate game in Roll20 because of all of the content that goes with Dungeon of the Mad Mage.
Speaking out of character, would we be able to dip into it for a day and then hop back out, or is that something that we have to, commit to?
Well, that it's really hard to tell because that all depends on what happens when you get down to the bottom. Because like I said, this is a place that's rumored to be filled with traps. And some of those traps might be like one-way
portals. That's what
all I'm saying is you have one of the most tankiest characters you can actually have in a party. It could be worth it, maybe not. I don't know.
What is this? Whoop. Where did Brock just go?
Yeah, but there could also be like a +3 fucking broadsword right at the bottom of the well. We don't know.
There is 23 levels, right?
Now you're just cheating. Don't
cheat. I don't know anything about it.
Don't say anymore. No, stop. Yeah. That's cheating. Stop it.
I don't think it's cheating. I think it's common lore that how many.
No, Mulek doesn't know.
That's 100% cheating.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, think about think about what you want to do. I think most people seem pretty set in what they want to do, but use the time to think about it. Viewers, thank you for joining us this evening, and come back next time and find out whether we're continuing following the cult or whether we are diverting to do something else. I am game to do either one because the heavy lifting is done for me. The easy part is just setting up the game and following what the adventure says.
All I need to do is turn one of them, and then it turns into a thumb wrestling match, which I will definitely win.
Mhm.
All right, so we will have to see how everything goes. All right, everybody, take care. Have a wonderful week, wonderful evening. Um, Viewers, stay safe. Players, stay safe. Um, Before we stop the stream, Michael, anything that you want to tell people about that's going on your stream this week?
Hear me now?
And yeah, now we can. Hear
Okay,
you.
I have to come. It's acting goofy. Okay. By the way, so what I was going to say is I'm actually right now about to start streaming Baldur's Gate 3 for my birthday. So that's what I'm about to do now. After I jump out of here with you, lovely guys, I love y'all. So I'm about to do that, and I hope everyone has a good rest of the week. Be safe, and love you guys. I'm bouncing out of here.
Happy birthday, Mike.
All
happy
right,
birthday.
happy birthday.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Ken, you can join me.
All
We
right,
could start a
everybody,
new.
I'm going to go
Birthday stream.
ahead and end the stream, and it should, when you start hosting, I've now set it up where you and 2 other people have priority, so it should start hosting you when I end my stream. Talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.